morning from Jonesboro, Arkansas, February 7th, 2026, 8:02 a.m. Today I'm going to talk about the good and bad of Tesla's full self-driving supervised Hardware 3. Remember, Hardware 4 is available on newer cars, and it's supposed to be 10 times better than Hardware 3. After looking at some of the videos, it seems phenomenal. Hardware 3 works really good, but I'm telling you, you've got to pay attention. Has never done anything yet where I felt like I was in danger or anybody else was, but it's done some stuff that would make you go, ugh, just like if you were teaching your 16-year-old how to drive. And I've always said, at Arkansas EV, you will get the truth. I know some people think I'm a Tesla slurper or an electric car slurper, and I slant the information I gave you. That is not true. If you are a Tesla slurper and you want someone to preach to the choir, you're not going to be happy here. If you despise Tesla and you want someone just to bash on them, you're not going to be happy here. I'm going to tell you the truth from my perspective. If that were not true, you would never know that I spent $1,000 on repairs for my 2021 Tesla Model 3 out of warranty with less than 30,000 miles on it. I would have never told you that. But that doesn't mean you should expect that to happen with your Tesla if you buy one. You have to do the research and find out if my experience is average. Okay, so first I'm going to show you this video, and then we're going to get to what the car does in this area and this area, which you're about to see. This is just an example of what you're about to see in the video has happened more than once. Mr. Snerdley, if you would roll the video, please. Some of y'all know who that's an allusion to by me referring to a Mr. Snerdley. If you understand, you probably just hit the unsubscribe button. Okay, let's watch the video. Now, keep in mind, this first mistake, this happened just the other day. This first mistake, I would have done the same thing. This is something that I could not see. I could not see it was going to happen, and the car couldn't see either. And also, Hardware 4, you get much better cameras. These cameras could, I don't know, maybe it's a little dirty. I don't think it normally looks this bad. I don't know, but anyway, I can't see around this Jeep, and neither could the car, I guess. And watch what's about to happen. Watch what is about to happen here. The light is green, green, green. This is in full self-driving, of course. And he stops, and the car stops, and oh boy, look at this. Now it's stuck. There's another red light right up there, and cars are backed up. And I'm thinking, geez, go, 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 go. Turns yellow, I take it out of full self-drive, and I get out of there because I don't want to block the traffic coming the other way. And then I remember, oh yeah, there's a street right here. This isn't going to be bad at all. Now again, the same thing would have happened if I'd been driving, because I am not one to block the street like that just so I can get out. You know, I'm not better than everybody else. I can wait. Unfortunately, some people don't feel that way. Some people purposely block the street in that situation. They're like, screw y'all. I know you got a green light now and you can't go. Too bad. My time's more important than yours. That's the attitude of some people. I don't do it, but in that situation, I seriously would not have seen around that Jeep. Now look at this second mistake. Second mistake real quick. Look what it does. Look what it does. Look at that. It got into the left turn lane coming the other way and thought, whoa, I gotta get over. Let's watch that again. See, look, right here. And it's like, whoa, get over. You know, it got across that yellow lane, you know, where people coming the other direction are supposed to turn left. That's what it did, and that's not great. But I've been in that situation before where there was a car there, and it does not do that. You know, and here's one very good situation. I'm in full self-driving. We got an oversized load. The car is going really slow in full self-driving, and then it veers to the left to get away from that truck. Yes, it goes over the yellow line just like a human would do. This was a very human move. This is pretty much exactly what I would have done in this situation. Slow until I could have got an easy way to get over, then got over, then got back over as soon as possible. And that's exactly what full self-driving did. It acted just like a human in this situation. I don't think Hardware 4 could have done any better in this situation. And I've heard people say before, Full self-driving, especially hardware 3, is really good on the interstate and the highway, but in town, I can see someone saying that. I for sure can, but I use it in town too. I just watch it. But that last move, let's go over here to Flint Street. Look at it first. Jeez, look at that sun. Flint Street and Washington. Right down there at 714 West Washington was my brother and me and my brother had our first apartment by ourselves. I was 16, he was 17. Yes, we had our own apartment when I was 16 and he was 17. That's another story for another day. But anyway, I come home this way sometimes, coming off Washington and turn left right here, and it gets in that lane quite often, then immediately gets over. But there's been situations where a car has been there and it does not. Then it goes around the car. So that's what I mean. It never... Let's get rid of that sun. There we go. It never has yet put me where I feel like I'm in danger. That's the Google car. But hardware 3 will do that. At least my car does. And it's... I wish it wouldn't, but hey, it is a mistake, and it needs to be documented, and y'all need to know about it. It's enough where I can see it make somebody really nervous, and they're like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. If it's going to do that, I don't want to use it. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's legitimate. Not me. I still use it. I just watch it. Look at this. This is right down the street from my house. You're supposed to come this way and turn left. Really simple. This is so simple. The car will not do it. It stops here, and it stutters a little bit, like it's going to go and stop sometimes. It's going to go and stop. It's like it's scared. Then it'll do one or two things. And don't always stutter. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it just gets right here and stops and immediately starts going again. It either does one or two things. It turns the blinker off and just starts going down this road. Where it's going, I don't know, but I turn it off, full self-driving, turn left there, and make my way back to where I want to go. It's probably going to go down there to Southwest Drive and take the long way around. It'll either do that, turn off the blinker and start going straight, or it'll come here, leave the blinker on, and right about here, it'll do a U-turn and go this way. Which this is for the traffic coming this way, of course, like that truck there. Of course, that's what that's for. Right here, this church... went to a wedding there in 1991. My friends Daniel and Whitney Meese got married there, and they're still married. And a certain day of the week, they give away food. Cars be lined up all the way down this street, giving away free food. And so if you're inclined to donate, I'm sure they would take your donation over the phone. Highland Drive Christian Church here in Jonesboro. And I'm sure you can find their number if you want to, if you just feel like you need to donate to them, because I'm sure this is quite expensive. I don't know if they get grants or it comes out of the church's, I want to say profit, whatever word you would call it. Their money left over at the end of the month, whatever, but anyway, that's full self-driving hardware 3 is not perfect. Not at all. All right, so there you go. That's FSD hardware 3. I think it works good. I can see somebody arguing with me and saying, no, it doesn't work good at all. I think it works very good, especially on the highway and interstate. But anyway, you make the call. If I was going to buy a Tesla, if I could afford it at all, I'd get one with hardware 4. Hardware 4 is so much better. Look up some videos if you're interested. Tesla full self-driving hardware 4 and just see how good it does. All right. You have a good day. And thanks for watching. Bye. And let's look here at 714 West Washington, where we used to live. Street view. Right there. I was 16. My brother was 17. The person that was in charge of us did not do his job, and we were pretty much on our own from the time we were 12 and 13. And at 16, he got sent to prison. So then we truly were on our own, but it really didn't matter much. And the only way we could pay rent was my mom died when I was 9 years old. He got a Social Security check because of her death, and then we got it once he went to prison. And I was probably still in his name, the check. I can't remember. But anyway, that was enough to pay the rent for this upstairs part only. This guy right here converted this into 2 apartments, and we lived upstairs, and this very sweet 80, 90-year-old lady lived downstairs. You'd walk in there, and there's a staircase going up there, and he had put a door, and that was a bedroom. Well, I think this was my brother's bedroom, living room. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I had a full kitchen and everything up there. We paid rent, but almost starved to death. I didn't realize how easy it was to cook. I thought cooking involved flour and rolling pins and all kinds of stuff. I tried cooking a burger once, didn't know what I was doing, and burned the outside. The inside was raw, and I thought, okay, I can't cook burgers. There was no YouTube to figure out what I was doing wrong. But anyway, in case you're wondering why anybody would rent to a 16 and 17-year-old, the guy who lived next door and his wife, we lied to him because we knew he would not rent to a junior and a senior in high school. We knew he wouldn't. And so we told him that I was a senior in high school. My brother was a freshman in college. Even then, we didn't think he'd rent to us, but he did. He didn't ask for ID. We didn't sign anything. It was, if I remember right, $300 or $350 a month, fully furnished, all furniture in it, and utilities paid. 1980, I guess about 1982 probably. And $300 or $350, maybe $400. I don't think so. We ate a lot of frozen pizzas back then. We'd walk down here to the store. Part of the time we lived here, my brother had a car, and maybe the whole time he had a car. I don't remember. But we'd walk down here. Right down here were 2 grocery stores. Safeway, this is the police department, not Justice Complex. Safeway, and this was another grocery store. And we'd walk down here and get those 80-cent frozen pizzas. We couldn't afford the really nice $2 frozen pizzas. We had to get the 80-cent ones. And I'm sure we ate sandwich meat a lot. I'm thinking maybe hot dogs, because I was pretty dumb, but I wasn't so dumb I couldn't boil a hot dog. And got those. And don't know why we didn't do those boxes of lasagna and stuff like that. I don't remember. Maybe we did. Maybe they were too expensive. But, I would think one of those boxes of Salisbury steaks and instant potatoes wouldn't have been too hard. But part of it just money. We didn't have much. We had hardly no money. So and my brother got tired of being poor and tired of being hungry. So when he was 18, he joined the Navy, just so he wouldn't be in such poverty. All right. But anyway, I think that some of y'all would find stories of my childhood interesting, but it's hard for me to talk about because it's hard to talk about without people thinking I'm feeling sorry for myself, or at least me being paranoid that people are going to think I'm feeling sorry for myself. Isn't that a beautiful house? I wouldn't want people to think I've never felt sorry for myself. There have been so many kids that had a childhood so much worse than mine. We were neglected, but we were never abused, except, well, neglect is abuse, but no physical abuse, But anyway, all right, you have a good day. Thanks for watching. Beautiful house. Bye. Bye.